Or was it still like part of the persona and kind of his Twitch persona? Because I felt like, calling a bunch of players like washed up handy, is whatever. It's par for the course. And I think the Esper part was, especially since Lucas is a sweetheart. Even though I'm not sure as much I would like to have, limited and this and that, you know, I think I might agree with Kuroki's overall point there that, competitive scene exists to entertain people. Doesn't mean like you don't have to. I mean, I think like integrity of the tournaments and that stuff is super important, but excites people and what people want to watch is also important. To have limited back, and I think there's a good way like people were excited to watch limited for at World, and I think as people get more and more into arena and draft, and I think I don't know what the numbers are draft versus constructed. All right, I'll just keep both. Why it was in the minus tier. I mean, it wasn't like. I mean, there was some. It wasn't Kuno in the minus tier, and Andrew's just really good at Magic. I mean, all the people. I don't know. I mean, obviously these tier lists was dumb, and Kuroki's thinking he's better than all these really good players. Also, the whole premise is just so ridiculous, right? 1,000,000 historic and standard matches, like, I don't know, do you not evolve over 1,000,000 matches? Do you, like, what does that even mean? It obviously makes no sense. It was just like entertainment, and so. Also, he ranked me at plus, so, game. Nothing else matters as long as I think Magic Twitter is too immature for tier lists and theory is fine. I agree that as long as everyone understands it's in good fun and no one, That being said, Alexander Hayne is a real piece of trash for ranking me at the like just good Magic players and not even having me in the top tier. F that guy and his tier lists. As long as I'm in the top tier, your list is fine. I'll accept second tier maybe, because but below second tier, you can get out of there. Your list is trash and you're trash. Did I ever tell you the story about how Alexander wanted to take my hat, and then I would pretend how it was at the Mythic Invitational, and then I would pretend I lost my hat. It was when he was still streaming. And I would pretend I lost my hat, and then 2 days later or whatever, he just shows up on stream with my hat. But then I was like, I mean, I was kind of in, but then I was like, yeah, but dude, you better not lose my hat. This is like a big deal. And then you could see the look on his face. He was like getting uncomfortable. He's like, I don't know, too much responsibility, and he backed out. King is like, People G, what was the exact word so that Gab can't say we misquote him again? Steal my hat. He wanted to pretend like, he wanted me to pretend like I had lost my hat or someone had stolen it, and then he would like just appear on his stream like a few days later. It was my hat on, you know, kind of mystery solved. Embercleave's usually pretty good, and they have the dragon, or not Embercleave, I mean ECD, and Archon, and Skyclave. Maybe Dreamtrawler over Epiphany, and Cura. I guess I want the Dreamtrawler so I can tutor for it, so I need to keep it in this sideboard. All the cheap stuff is good, more cheap stuff is good. I'll just board out a Showdown in this, I'll keep in Showdown just because I want to find out. What can I board out? Solemn. Card smoke against red. Did you ever make that tier list? I think you talked about it, getting it into like, as in someone who would get into a fight or that you could beat up in a fight. I mean, I've literally never laid a hand on anyone in my life, so I'd probably not do very well in a fight. I'd probably just let myself get beaten up, or I don't know. I don't know if I could hit someone really. I'd have to be pretty mad. Yeah, I would run. I can run pretty fast. Run, boy, run. No, my 2-drop. Dang. How does that play out if I play that as a vehicle? I take a hit. Plays out nicely, right? Kind of awkward. I don't really need the lands. I don't need the damage either. 20 push-ups right away, sir. Or whoever you are. Win point. Throw in the chat for that. I found a Kaldheim deck that I really like it. It's hard to say. I've been playing these Yorion decks and you can get a ton of matches in, but I've liked Sultai Yorion decent bit. Alright, Holodiva, later. Alright. I mean, how do you not have Huey in S tier? Have you ever seen Huey in real life? Do you know what he looks like? And he works out? Like a nice person. I don't know. He'd probably have the same problem as me. As probably. I mean, yeah. That's kind of an awkward attack. I'm not gonna say sorry. Sounds like I'm BMing. I don't know who wins between. I forget what. I'm sure I've asked Raph about it, but I forget what happens if someone like Raph has to fight someone like Huey who has no fighting experience but is just obviously a beast. They do have a fervent champion. Kind of need I might need a land down the line. Does Jujitsu or yeah, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, yeah. I'm just gonna get out. I mean, Yorion blinking an omen of the sun doesn't really do that much. What's the deal here? Do I have to dig some more, maybe? Dig some more first. Kind of need to find a glass casket now. I don't think I mind trading Omen Keel here. I don't really need more lands though. I guess I'll just go. Blanking the Keel brings back Casino. That is extra value. Numbu. Thank you so much for the 3 months free sub. Hope you keep enjoying the stream. I'm probably in the same tier as Canister and Menguchi. I could see Menguchi being kind of scrappy. He's probably a tier higher. PV's pretty massive, dude. Marcy over PV. I mean, I'm guessing none of these people really know how to fight, so it just goes like size. I mean, it's like basketball, right? Like, how tall you are is, like, by far the most important thing. Or when you're, like, not very good at soccer, how long you can run for is really important. When you don't have the technique. I don't know, I'm guessing I would beat up Depraz. With me and Depraz in the same tier list. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Alright. Have I weathered the storm? Kind of. Looks like they ran out of gas. I'm just gonna gain life because I don't have to chump. They can't kill my Archon, I'll probably win, right? Jesus from Eastern Europe, he knows some dirty tricks, 100%. He could take some S tier. Oh, they have Rolling Vortex in play? Wait, is that game one? Oh, that's game 2. Okay. How do I have no ways to get rid of a Rolling Vortex, right? Oh yeah, I have Apparition, though. But besides that, I have no way. That was a very good draw. I mean, I'll just race, right? If they don't draw Merclave. Sure. Taxing their mana. I've been kind of impressed by Rolling Vortex. That card's super annoying. Is that extra land I hit up the Omen Keel ended up being a big deal? Playing that. This one when I bring Cascade, it's back to a 1-1. more caskets. Actually, I should have kept one. That was bad.
Yellowhat Salt Ivory Tower report. I have no idea what's going on. Hopefully you're winning cause it's still UWU. Yellowhat Pigeon, Yellowhat Troll, Yellowhat S-God.
Petty Towel, the longest, the sub was the longest streak, 45 months. No big deal. I don't know what's going on either, Petty Towel. This deck's probably not very good. But I'm trying that stuff because I'm at bottom of diamonds, so I can't really go lower, so if I lose, it's not a big deal. So it's a good time to try stuff out. Highest damage ended up mattering against Rolling Vortex. Damage could always matter. Keep that in mind. I think I have enough blockers that I won't die to an Everclave, right? Alright, chat. 20 push-ups, then we got a little special something tonight. There's gotta be a decent bit, or else I'm gonna spend my life just talking to people and never playing Magic. Which I wouldn't mind personally, it's kind of fun, but I don't know if... Like, how much time? I was thinking at least 100k, but probably more than that. Probably like 2, 3, 500k, something like that. I don't know. How fast do you get these points? Because I know I watch a few streams here and there, and I don't feel like I have more than 10 or 15,000 channel points on anyone's stream. But I never watch for more than like, unless it's Dota. Let's see. What's the line here? Alright, Yorion mirror match. So I guess Omen of the Sea, because maybe I actually get to bling that at some point. Probably Kasima is just gonna die, but it's just gonna die to an Alstress Nightmare or Doom Foretold. They might be playing Doom Foretold if they have Egg. Ooh, first time drawing that card. But I kind of want to blink it. I guess I have enough value. I don't know, man. I don't want to just play into... That plays into Nightmare and Binding pretty badly. Yeah, 500k might be a... $500k, and they have to be at least a 1-year sub 50. Yeah, I don't know about the adding the... Alright, so they did have binding. Oh, let's play the showdown. Have a birds in play. I'm good. Load up the tokens on the bird. 500k to put in perspective, you have 200. Yeah, and you've used a bunch. Yeah, I think 500k kind of sounds about right. You have 18k points, Fatty Tal. Maybe I'll make you for the OG sub member. You can work something out. I don't think a non-sub could get to 500k. Oh yeah, you gain the points faster when you're a sub. So what are the cards that are? It's these four. Yeah, I mean, I knew that card was gonna make no sense in this deck. It's nice to hit land drops and stuff. I guess it's especially bad in this spot. I guess I could play a Casima. And at least I get a counter on it, so it doesn't die to Elspeth's Nightmare solo. And it gives me a wall. I can put counters on my wall next turn. That's a big deal. Oh, I tried blue-red control it all. I played a few matches with the deck. I remember I lost to mono green, was trolling it, kind of on the draw was tough. I think the deck's pretty good. Might be top tier. Do you think that block constructed can be a competitive format again? Block constructed is usually not very interesting with just one set, and the way they make sets now, they just don't make like 3 sets block or anything, so block constructed is like, gets pretty stale pretty fast usually. So I don't think it could be a competitive format the way they have sets set out right now. Have I seen LZ Ragdos sack? I have not. Alright, I'm actually untapping with Casima. Kind of beat them down honestly, but also I don't have much going on, do I? Casima Solemn is not a decent interaction. I hadn't really thought about. I have 910k in Kenjis. I've been amassing for 14 months with no gambling for reference. Yeah. So I don't think I would want to make it more than 500k. 500k might be a bit too much for anyone to ever realistically redeem it, but I guess it needs to be something pretty special. How much to be a mod? Some things cannot be bought. Yeah, well, that was surreal. Should I start making Cameo? I got someone, you guys know What's it called? Metafy? It's a coaching platform. They reached out. I don't know if I want to do coaching, but it pays pretty well. It would be like close to $100 an hour for coaching. And I think they don't take like much of a fee or anything. I think Seth already does it. He's part of their team. He started doing it a bit and oh, you have the reward Holyvest says. I think 500k is what I have for wearing a dress of the viewer's choice for the rest of the stream. Has anyone ever redeemed it? $500k in a dress, yeah. Alright, what's going on here? I'm guessing I'm kind of outclassed in the late game, but maybe not. They probably don't have counter spells. I could try and abuse that. This Charming Pris and Yorion. They might have not too much instant speed removal either. That being said... Oh right, I have that card too. I should probably just cast a Yorion here just to keep going. Oh, just a little cross-dress stream. What's my end game though? How do I actually win the game? I only have one. If I had a bunch of epiphanies in my deck, I could set it up. That's why I wanted to go up to 4 epiphanies in the... Because I feel like in these D-Gen matchups, maybe you can like foretell, you know, you draw so many cards, you foretell a bunch, and then you just all chain them. What's the most exciting game that you won in your career? Maybe the Cruel Ultimatum game, honestly. It was game 5 of the quarters. Also, usually like the games where you clinch top 8, those are pretty big. They're sometimes, you know, more intense than actual like top 8 matches. Alright, do I ECD Yorion or do I ECD the Binding? Also, what's their foretell cards? I guess I can ECD Yorion and Skyclave the Binding. Also Skyclave Doom Foretold. Oh, that's kind of... I guess I'll play the Omen Keel. It's just a permanent. How did I become a professional Magic player? Was it an active decision at some point? Nah, never. Because I went from like... I was in high school and then in university. It was more like, I never considered myself like a professional Magic player, but I mean, until kind of now, I guess, but I was more like decided to play poker for a living. It was kind of weird because I never had, I lived with my mom till I was married pretty much. Because I was traveling so much, it just didn't make sense for me to like pay. I didn't think it made sense for me to pay rent. I got along with my mom well. She left me in peace, and it just like I didn't mind living with her. I didn't feel like I needed to have my own place or live with people. I was fine. I was traveling. I was away from home almost like half the year or so. So I never had like financial pressure. I don't know. It was like, pretty easy, I guess. Consider myself a poker player turned MTG player. Yeah, I think that's fair. Banishing Light. All these charming prints that do nothing. Can just banish the token, even though that token does nothing either. I don't want to banish anything else. The Dragonstorm game against Patrick, yeah, that's a pretty good game too. I think I'm just gonna hold on to my Charming Prince. Yorion is boring. The games are fun. They do take a while. I don't know. Long game doesn't have to equate boring. These games are still interesting, I feel. I mean, I enjoy them. Why is Sky not getting good results? Because he probably doesn't care a ton. He's had disconnection problems. I think he's lost 1 or 2 matches this season to disconnect. And, there's some variance too. Yeah, I didn't know Marshall's backstory either. He was on Humans of Magic, right? That's why I heard his story. It was a cool listen. Highly recommend. I mean, I highly recommend Humans of Magic in general as a podcast, but also the episode with Marshall was cool. What's his backstory? I don't know. He actually he had like kind of a desk job or a desk job that he didn't really like, and I think his family didn't have especially a lot of money, and he had to like just work a bunch. You see like someone like Marshall, maybe kind of assume he comes from well-off family, or at least but I don't know. Yeah, he grinded poker for a while, and then he started the podcast, and it kind of and was a Patreon. I think he was it was kind of the beginning of Patreon. I was actually thinking about it the other day about like starting a Patreon, because they take less rate than Twitch, but then I was like, it's kind of scummy because I'm using the Twitch platform and stuff. So it doesn't make too much sense. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to start sacking some of these omens. Make a Patreon, but for what? I don't make contents beside the stream. Do I still play a lot of poker? Nah, I literally played like less than 3 hours of poker in the past, ever since I quit in the past 3 or 4 years. Yeah, only hats. The Marshall episode? Was it not Humans of Magic? Maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, an interviews Marshall Sutcliffe, Humans of Magic. And I'm not crazy. Good. Daily quest. White background. Nice, Murph. Congrats on the score. How many cards left in our deck, by the way? 41 here, 40 there. I think I want to keep Omen of the Sun, actually. If I can ever go off, I think these tokens are going to matter. Raven's Warning. It's just going to die. Archon, just going to die. Probably if I sack another Omen, I really don't have much to go off, but I mean, things are getting out of control here. I feel like I got a little unlucky, but I also maybe misplayed the early turn. I like bottom of Casima at some point. All right. All right, ECD in, Stroke, maybe Glimpse, maybe Dispute. I keep one Glass Casket in. I guess I have Vanishing Light. Might just be a better casket in this matchup. I mean, Skyclave in theory is kind of cool to exile the enchantments, but I think you still rather not draw that card almost ever. Wow, that's crazy. I never drew a showdown either. I didn't see a Yorion, and did I not see a single showdown the entire game? Oh. Oh man, I wish I had the 4 Epiphanies like I wanted to do originally, but I had to make room for other cards in the sideboard. 24, was it this game? Oh yeah, you're right, I had the counters on my wall and stuff. Okay, yeah. Archon's probably a pipe dream. Alright, I'll do that. Which dispute. Very French joke. Hilarious. Damn, Valky's up to 74 ticks. It was 55 ticks. And I was like, oh, I'll wait till it goes down a bit. Promo ones are only 20 though. Hey, Sidetrack. How's this deck? I think it's bad, but I'm at the bottom of diamonds, so I figured I would play my bad decks now. Easy clap. I think this is kind of the big deal to exile. These games could go long. Where is Wildkey being played? In Modern, you just cascade into it. People have been doing that and it's been pretty good. Ah, feels bad, man. Not that good after all. And they're gonna get to see my hand anyways. But I do have 2 counter spells. Debated. Classic auto taps. I don't think it matters. Don't really have blue spells that are gonna play this turn. I don't know if I should play that card in Abzan. I think it's worse than a neg. Getting a basic land is worse than drawing a card. And the 7 mana ability, I feel, is not very useful. I haven't tried the World Tree. I could see the World Tree being relevant in these super grindy games. Play like a few gods. So how does it work? I've already drawn for the turn. And it's just Dream Trawler, right? Hey, you can put your Yorion. It's kind of bad though. Do you have to show it? I'm not sure they know what it is. Dudes. Oh, I did it again? Yikes. Alright, this time it might be a problem. They did MPL Rivals and some other guys' public ranking for Twitter. Like the tier list of players? Nah, man. It makes no sense, honestly, to... It's kind of dumb, like... Because people, like, some people try harder, some people play less, some people play more. Are we judging raw talent? Are we judging right now? Are we judging, like, how good of a teammate they are? It's like, it's... I mean, at least what Crokies did was kind of good to, like, play 1 million matches, like, blah, blah, blah. But even that it makes no sense. Like, it's such, like, a weird... Like, I mean, I guess I could rank who I'd, like, least want to play in the MPL, you know? I think, like, almost everyone in the MPL can be equally good at Magic almost if they try, and the differences are not, like... I mean, it just runs so close together. It's not poker or anything, you know? Or it's not chess. It's not so... Oh, I guess this is... I'm dumb. This gives me tokens. I was gonna play Yorion just to crew the Omen Key. This is so much better. Hmm. So what should I name in my deck? Enchantments? How do they work? At the beginning of your end step, choose a card type, then reveal the top. I mean, I'm assuming enchantments, right? I specifically put Kai Boodle so people would know I was joking, but they all agreed. Yeah, Kai in the minus. Yeah, I mean, it's so obvious. What do you think about your little rant against? I was talking about that earlier. I was saying I wasn't sure how I felt about your rant on Lucas Esferber too, and I felt like that was maybe a bit out of line. Even though I think your point is kind of valid, but obviously the form was, you know, as it felt like a bit too much. You stand by your point, but you were rude. Yeah, I mean, I think like your point is, you know, decent, but I agree it was maybe a bit much. All right, down to blink the Omen kill. They're down to 5. Maybe I can just kill them. Oh, this is gonna kill them. Why does it just have Land Doomscar? Alright, I'm not gonna block the Omen kill or blink the Omen kill. Hopefully it's not a mistake. UT Impulse, thank you so much for the 41 months. I don't know. These tier lists, they're like... I don't think they're super amusing. I did watch your video for a bit though, and I thought it was like kind of funny. How you were like, what's the exact term? Washed up handy? What's a handy? Is that some Scottish Scottish word? Oh, it's an Andy? Oh, right. What's an Andy then? No, I don't have any castles. I figured I would never run out of value, but I guess I was wrong. Why did I think he was saying... I heard an H there, but I guess... Wait, I drew another land? Man, I can put them down to 1. Got him! Do you have any gods left? Do you have 1 or 2 Alrond? I think I only have 1. I get bashed 24/7, but I know I should never respawn. I did once in GG. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I think almost everyone realized that, you know, it's just for show, but... You know, obviously the downside is that some people watching might take you seriously and be like, yeah, screw that Lucas dude or whatever, and you know, this guy's awful at Magic when they've been like great at. But I think like you know, feel like you hint enough at the fact that you're just, I don't know. It's funny because I met Croaky once at the Mythic Invitational, and I don't know. I mean, obviously, he was a bit shy and stuff because he didn't know anyone, but he was like just so the like quietest guy in the room and stuff, and like the most soft-spoken person at the tournament. I think it's so funny. It feels like couldn't have been further from his streams. All right, does anyone know what's... Do I have a god left in my deck, chat? Oh, World Free can get Kusima, and he can get it at instant speed? I don't know if it's worth tapping out, because I'm probably going to draw a card of the bird. And now if it's a good card, I can't... I can put them down to 1, I could put Ugin on top. Wait, did I bring in the Ugin, or did I leave it in my sideboard? What's that? Oh, I get Cedar Helm too. Oh, they're playing Search for Glory. Binding, I'd have it all. So are they about to take over? The life totals are 3-2-2. I mean, they have the negate, but I guess I'll still put Ugin on top. This game is slipping away. This version might be better than the others against the aggressive decks. Glass Casket is nice. Like some of these cards, like I've been losing to Anax, and Hallowblade can be a bit scary sometimes. I guess Hellblade's not that big of a deal, but I can bring the Lithoform. It's not mine, right? They put it on my lands. Am I missing something? Alright, is this game over? Looks pretty over. I'll literally never lose a Yorion mirror match. That's how bad that Jeskai deck is.